what's up, everybody? It's Video Rod episode 49. Uh, we are following up a pretty big episode. Last week, if you guys didn't catch it, I want you guys to go check it out. We inducted a new member into our Revival House official Hall of Shame, which I have to say before we get into what we're talking about this week. Zach he's a troll. When
I
you see
know.
Zach giving me shit in our it's just like he's got to be trolling. He's got to be trolling.
I trolled him back. I
You know,
don't know if you heard the voice message I
he's
sent him.
and if he's not trolling, because the first messages seemed like he was serious, but then like as he went on, I'm like, there's no way you're serious. But I the first few messages, I'm like, man, you missed the point completely. Like saying I was going too hardcore, comparing him to George Romero. Like, no, the point is George Romero made it happen, regardless of his situation and whether. But I'm saying Freddie should have made it happen. Like, why are you excusing the behavior? It's absolutely like, and it seemed to be angled at the whole they don't owe you anything argument that I clearly
That's
stated that yes, my stance in that situation, they totally owe you. And the whole thing, and then Zach's comeback was, yeah, but you didn't get charged for the autograph, so it's even. No, it's not,
paid $50 to
because
get in.
that's the whole point. That's the whole point of being tone deaf. It's the people bought tickets to come see Freddie. People traveled to see Freddie. People took off work to see Freddie. People got hotels to see Freddie. So to me, he is that big draw, and he's held to that much higher of a standard. So it's a non-argument. What's up, James Long? What's up, Blocko? Blocko's asking, are we going to do a little name that Kino? Of course we are. We're going to do it here in just a second. As soon as I'm just going to go ahead and do the spiel again. As soon as when we start, we just kind of shoot the breeze a little bit, talk about anything in the news or maybe what you've acquired that you want to share. Then we'll do name that Kino. Then we'll get into the meat of our topic, which I'll spoil right now if you can't read. It's biggest letdown sequels, and I'll kind of talk about the requirements I did for myself. I don't know how Riverman did it, but I had to do a bit of a filtering process. But I'll talk about that, and then of course we're going to end with Choose Your Destiny, another new segment of ours, and that'll be it. But hopefully everybody here is good. I want to remind everybody that you guys can join in on this live chat as well. All you have to do is catch us every Thursday at 8 p.m. Which let me go ahead and get. Uh, there we go. Let me get that. Hold on, that's not right.
No,
Where's my fucking banner? Why is my banner even off? Fucking this shit up, man.
there it is.
There we go. No, I get rid of that one. All right, there we go. So I screwed up there. That's all right. All right. So is there anything going on news wise? Anything changed since last week?
Not
Watched
really.
anything lately? I don't.
Yeah, I watched one thing. I picked up from Arrow. It just came out. It first time it came out on Blu-ray. It's a vigilante movie called Fighting Back. I picked that up and watched it, and it's kind of like a Death Wish type of clone with Tom Selleck.
Tom
Um,
Skerritt. Tom
Tom
Skerritt
Skerritt, yeah. And it was solid, man.
has in that.
Would I said Selleck. That'd be cool too, but yeah, Scarrett, and it was a fun movie, man. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I watched. Uh, I've been super busy with the work and gym and kids, so man, it's been crazy around here.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I would like to. I'm dying to bury myself into a bunch of movies, and I'm dying to play some games. Actually, I'm itching to play games. Like they just put Twist Metal 1 and 2 on the PlayStation Classics on PS5 with full trophy support. So I'm dying to tear that shit up. I'm not allowing myself. I'm kind of going abstinent from like entertainment until this shoot, because our film shoot is the locked in dates are August 18th to the 21st. So pretty much from now all the way until then, I've got like pre-production stuff scheduled all like different days over the next few weeks. So I got to keep my head in the game, and I just know how I am. If I play a video game or something, that's all I want to think about. If I'm like a fly, I'm off to a flame where it's like once I get into something, I get obsessed with it. So
I've
I
been
just
holding out
choose
for
to be
Mortal
obsessed with
Kombat.
this until it's done.
I'm not really jumping in until Mortal Kombat comes out on anything.
Really? Okay. Yeah, good for you. Well, and then if anything, that's why I'm excited about Twisted Metal 1 and 2 because those games I could kind of jump in and out. I'm not going to get like sucked in or whatever, but who knows? I might try and play that this weekend to treat myself. But movie-wise, I just rewatched a couple of things. I didn't watch anything new. I mean, well, did we talk about both watching Evil Dead Rise while you were here last time? I don't
I
think
don't
we did.
think we did.
I think
No, no, no.
we just jumped right into the Robert England bashing. But when Riverman was here last week, we both watched Evil Dead Rise. I know he had seen it in theaters, but I thought it was a big bag of meh. It was just whatever. It's 100% like I thought it was going to be. Like there was nothing shocking about it. It was a non-Evil Dead movie with a couple of you.
Losing you there. Can't hear you there.
I can't hear you.
You hear me now?
I can hear you
I,
now.
okay.
I
Uh,
want to go on record that this is 100% not my connection now. I fixed it. I've got great fucking speeds. I had a problem a few weeks ago. Whatever's going on is definitely on Todd's end this time. 100%. So just letting that
we're
be
getting
known.
full bars,
Um,
man.
huh?
Said I'm getting full bars.
Me too. Me
Okay.
too. I'm plugged in. I'm LAN connected, my friend.
Okay.
It's not me. It's not me. And I got a mesh system now, baby. Fucking mesh system. No one's fucking around in this house anymore. Anyway, but besides that, I rewatched Strangeland because I hadn't seen that like
I
since it
enjoyed that
was
movie.
brand new on cinema. That is a dog shit movie. Of course you would enjoy it. When did you enjoy it? When you saw it like in 1998?
Yeah, I rented it on VHS. Was Is it not good? Does it not hold up?
It's fucking terrible. I
Really?
remember watching it like on Skinamax or something in like 98 or whatever, and it's bad. It's
Hmm.
bad. Like real bad. Like if it was a sequel, it'd be on this list today, but it's not. It's just not good. And respect for D. Snyder for wanting to um be proactive in a new decade in something else other than music. He wrote a script or co-wrote a script. I don't remember. I think he wrote it. He wrote it and then he produced it. It's just not good. And it's super dated. It's probably worse today. But looking back on it now, boy, is it so late 90s the way it is. And
Oh
it's like
yeah, most
budget late
definitely.
90s. And of course, it leans heavy on the chat rooms, the AIM stuff. And it's just cringe but it's cringe in hindsight. Like, there's a lot of weird forced dialogue about how AIM works. And because at the time, the chat rooms was like the budding new technology and the dangers
Yeah.
of chat rooms. So it's like really like heavy handed, like, oh, it's chat rooms. You can talk with all sorts of nice guys on here. It's super cringe. And the story's kind of all over the place. I feel like it doesn't really follow a very clear structure. It's really weird with the way, they catch Captain Howdy and then he goes to jail and then he's out of jail and then he kind of goes back to being bad. I don't know. It's just dumb. And Robert England's in it, and I was funny because I watched it the night we were trashing Robert, and then I was like, "Fuck, I forgot he's in this movie. I can't get away from the Robert." And I
Like a
shared it with
turd that
Todd.
won't
He
flush.
plays like he plays like this redneck or whatever that ironically leads like a mob against D. Snyder to kill him, just like Freddy, which is funny, and he's the leader of the mob. And I'm sure that was intentional. But the movie's really, really bad. I do not recommend it to anybody. And it's one of these movies that's like 80 minutes. It's like barely just making the cut. And of course it's got like 5 minutes of intro and of course credits. And of course, and when you remove all that shit, this movie's like 65 minutes. There's just nothing to it. It's just one of those things. But anyway, and I rewatched Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead because that's not I have not seen that in forever.
That's a great
And
movie.
it didn't hold up for me. I gave
Really?
it a 5 out of 10. Didn't hold up for me at all. I was watching it through like my eyes today, and I don't know. It's like I remembered everything about it, but the jokes weren't hitting. I feel like it just wasn't the time capsule I wanted it to be, like some other movies of the day are. Some of the lines in it, like Metallica breath. What the fuck does that even mean? Like that quote, his
That's funny,
friend
dude. Yeah.
he says that to David Duchovny. What does it mean? What does
I
it
don't know.
mean?
It's just ridiculously stupid.
Metallica breath. Like what?
Well, remember when Elliot called his brother
Um,
penis breath? I mean, it was just something you said in the 90s.
but No. Penis breath makes sense. If you stick a cock in your mouth, it's gonna smell like a cock, right? Metallica breath. You don't put Metallica in your mouth. It makes. I mean, I guess there's some groupies that have, but
I'm
you know what I mean.
sure.
But like, what does Metallica breath mean? It makes no sense. That's
Probably
like me
only
saying,
James and the whole crew.
no. That's like me saying. I'm trying to think of uh all right, Stone Temple Pilot head. What? Right?
Well, he
What?
could have said Kirk Hammett breath. That would have made more sense.
It just doesn't make sense. A penis is a tangible object you could literally put in your mouth hypothetically, and it might produce a stench. You can't put a band logo or a band whatever the fuck. Anyway, I it really disturbed me. I'm like, what is this? And also, it's a movie that has a really bad message. It really has a bad message because Keith Coogan's character, he's like the Hesher, right? He's like the metalhead, and he
Hmm.
doesn't have a lot of direction. He doesn't know what he wants to do, and then Christine Applegate's getting on his case all the time. And his mom's getting on his case, and he just wants to enjoy his party with his friends. I'm like, first of all, I mean, isn't it okay to be his age and not know what you want to do for a couple of years? I don't know. Doesn't that seem normal? Like, isn't there like a lot of pressure to know exactly what the fuck you're gonna do right after high school? That seemed odd to me. But the moral of the story is like he conforms. At the end of the movie, he cuts his hair, gets all clean cut to be the maitre d at the party to help his sister. That's cool. But he gets all clean cut and he's all proper. And
He just
then
wanted to get
he
laid,
realizes he
dude.
starts getting listen, he gets the female attention from her friend. Like, oh,
Yeah.
which by the way, is Keith Coogan supposed to be attractive? Did a haircut help that kid? He's like some dork. I don't get it. She's like, hi. And then he
Well, the
gets a
man knows
date.
how to
And
cook.
then all of
I
a sudden
mean,
but then he's just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go to culinary school, which is great, but I'm like, this guy changed his identity overnight for I guess that's what people do for pussy, I guess. I don't
yeah.
know. It was just weird.
Come on,
It's
you
like,
remember
hey,
when
the
you were
moral of the story
18?
is all you Hesher metalheads, uh, I conform to society, cut your hair, dress like a dweeb, and it's a little dated in the way it's approached, but
You'd walk
I
10 miles
get
in the
what he's trying
freezing
to do.
cold to get your you walk 10 miles in the freezing cold to get your pinky stinky.
Batman: The Dark Knight. Tell me, Aaron ever tasted pussy? Tell me, has Aaron ever tasted pussy in the pale moonlight? Batman. uh, oh shit. Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, it was fine. It was okay. And what? Oh, and I noticed the jealous secretary in that movie. The one that had it
Oh,
out for
yeah.
Christina Applegate the whole time. I was like, I've seen her from something, and it took all of 2 seconds for me to know where I've seen her. I'm like, oh, she's the mom in Kindergarten Cop that her husband is beating her and her child. Right? She
Oh,
just has
yeah.
that one scene in the car, right? Like he touches the child again. I press charges. You're not gonna tell anybody, right? Anyway, I was like, you really just see her from the side. But anyway, that's it. Have you watched anything else, or is that
No,
about
that's
it?
pretty much it for me this week.
The only thing I acquired is I bought a record off eBay, just because I was feeling saucy. Big Sammy Hagar fan, and I wanted the vinyl of the HSAS. It's that one album he did with a supergroup in 1982. With Neil Sean and right, whatever. You ever heard it?
I don't know if I ever heard it.
Okay, it's pretty obscure. I think it's pretty much been lost to time. No one ever talks about it. But it's a solid rock album. I think the single off of it was the first track, "Top of the Rock." But it's what you'd expect. It's a rock and roll album. It's a super group, including Neil Sean and Sammy Hagar on vocals and a couple other cats. And they've never repressed it. Like I said, it's lost to time. So I'm like, oh, I'll just get it on eBay. And and it's also cheap. It's like literally no one gives a shit about this record. You'd think it'd be a little bit more of a commodity, like, oh, it's super great. But no, you could get it anywhere from 10 to 15. And there was one that was like brand new for 15, like never opened, never, and it's still from 1982 because they never got really repressed, I don't think. And it still had like the store sticker, cost like $5.99 or whatever it was. And then there was another one for just under 10, and it was used, but it looked pristine. I'm like, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna get that. And I
Yeah.
got it, and it is in pristine shape. It's got the sleeve protector and everything, the store stickers on it. It's great, but the record itself is beyond warped,
Ugh.
like
Yeah.
unlistenable. I
Yeah.
pulled it out like, oh, like is this thing? Yeah, maybe this thing's in great condition, but it's been sitting in the fucking sun for 20, 30 years, 40 years. 40, it's 41 years old. But yeah, it was warped, and I put it on, and it's like all fucked up. So I messaged the store that sold it, and they just gave me a refund right away. They said toss it or keep it. I don't know if I could fix it, but I might try and roll the dice again and buy another copy because I got my money back. But I don't know. It's like damn, it's kind of fun. This whole buying used records like that are 4 decades old. I
Yeah.
think it's just gonna be like a roll of the dice on how they're gonna be, but. Anyway, Blocko's asking, you guys have a favorite Brian Eno record? No, God, no, no. Brian Eno's okay. That's not really my thing. I know Brian Eno worked with U2 and whatnot. I haven't listened to too much of his actual solo stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. I'm not schooled enough to comment on it.
Yeah, I don't know enough either, man.
But I like his stuff with U2, right? The classic U2 stuff. I'm not getting confused there, am I? But anyway, you haven't gotten anything else? Is that it?
No, I got some stuff pre-ordered, but I'll talk about that later.
All right. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into Name That Kino. It is Riverman's turn this week. Let's see how easy he's going to go on me. I think I was pretty kind to him last week, even though he wants to debate that.
All right.
Is he all set up? Will he triumph or will he boomer? How fast will we get this segment going? Oh, wait. I'm seeing pictures. I'm going to hide it. I'm hiding with my hand.
Okay.
Okay, but I could see it. You have 3 pictures there. Is that not going to spoil it if I do this?
Okay, I should be sharing now. So, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm literally seeing shit. Okay, but Todd, your files have names on them, bro. Oh, it's like difficulties.
Yes.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't want to look at. Okay, I didn't want to look at it. It's like, man, are those titles? I'm trying to look at them. All right, all right. So let's go ahead and really quick. Batman, Dark Knight, Mac Lives. Yeah, I still don't know if that's fucking Mac or not. It's so funny. Wait, Batman, when a pussy forest grows too wild, the purging fire is inevitable and natural. What?
That's
Is
probably
that
Mac.
Ali? No, I don't know. I really don't. I think it's a running gag. Someone said this was Mac, and I think he rolls with it, but I don't think it's Mac. Ali P the Goddess, It Chapter 2 was a huge letdown, especially after the director said he wasn't going to do the goofy spider like in the original. Sorry, jumping the gun. We're not talking about that quite yet, but I'll bring that up because that's a good one, actually. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into this. I don't know why. Do you just not like the scrolling thing?
What do you mean the scrolling thing? No, I
I mean,
don't.
is it not a better? This looks like
Just
shit.
go.
But okay, let's go.
Just go with it.
All
Aaron,
right.
name that
Is this
Kino.
the only one I have? Is this the only movie we have?
No, I got 2 other ones.
Okay. All right. Name that key. I'm going to tell you what I do real quick to make it easy. I throw all my segment stuff in one folder,
I
and then
know
I,
you
I
do.
number each image 1, 2, 3. That's my first movie in order. Then I go 4, 5, 6. That's my second, and my last one is going to be and I can just scroll through stuff easily. It's nice and presentable. But
I can
regardless, let's
scroll through
go.
'em.
Name that Kino. I am going to demolish this week. I feel it in my bones. I
Name
feel it
that
in my
Kino,
heart.
Aaron.
I touched him. All right. Are you gonna show me?
Isn't it presenting?
It's gonna open a new window and you have to share that window, right? It's gonna open a new separate window. That's why I'm saying like what you're doing is kind of it's
Sh-
extra steps. So you need to have the picture ready and then present that, and then you can just scroll through. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Boom,
See,
boomer alert! Boomer alert!
that's what I'm saying. Todd's thinking I'm being a hot ass, and I'm trying to help him. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna have to do a 5 minute refresher every week to make sure we have this down. All right, name that Kino, Aaron.
Name that Kino.
Ah, Waterworld.
No,
It's a good guess though. You see where I was coming with that.
it is a good guess. Very
I would
good
say
guess.
I would say Forrest Gump, but I don't think we never had this POV shot in Forrest
That
Gump.
is a
Like
very
they did
good
Binoculars,
guess.
whatever.
Yeah.
What? Forrest Gump was a good guess, or Waterworld was a good guess.
Both.
But I Waterworld, maybe there was like a scene like this where they were looking through binoculars.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I've only watched it once and I'll never watch it again. I know that doesn't happen at Forrest Gump though. Let me go ahead and remove the comments just in case
Yeah, you don't want to
somebody
see
did guess
those.
the jackal though.
No,
This isn't the jackal, is it? I saw
no,
me near guess the jackal. Okay,
not
six to
Jack.
say. I don't think I've ever seen that. That would be fair. Um, gosh. Okay, so that's obviously a ship, but it doesn't mean it's like heavily based in the water. It could just be a scene. Um, is it Flipper starring Paul Hogan?
No.
This is an actual still from the movie, like somebody's looking.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh man.
Remember, this is hard. So
You, you, oh yeah, that's right. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure in Home Alone 2, when he's looking through the things up top, you don't get to see a view like this. You don't see this, so it's not Home Alone 2.
no, but that's a good guess. I mean, with the
You
binoculars.
know,
Yeah.
like when he's up there, the Statue of Liberty. But we
Yeah.
don't. It's not that many movies where you see like that view, like the Michael Myers through the mask type thing. So I would think it should be a little easier, but since it's as hard as it is, I feel like the picture's got to be a little misleading. Like like I said, I instantly went towards like Waterworld. It doesn't mean the whole thing's taking place in the water. I'm gonna pass and go to the next one because there's no way I'm gonna get on the first one.
Okay. Here we go. Medium number 2. Name that Kino.
Okay. Oh, Cannibal Holocaust? No, it's not.
No.
Well, it's definitely older. It's not like Green Inferno. That's
No.
because that's too new. This looks like it's 70s. I guess it could be like early 80s. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with like a shitty JPEG sometimes. Um, Cannibal Ferox.
No.
Um, Crocodile Dundee 1 or 2.
No.
Fix to say I don't recognize the actress from Crocodile Dundee. Struggling. Fuck. I'll give it to you though because I would say this qualifies as a medium because you're giving me a straight point blank shot of an actor. So this is
Yep.
my bad if I don't get it. This is a good medium. Um, Kind of looks like a low rank Kelly LeBrock with Ripley haircut. Which made me think of Gorillas in the Mist starring Sigourney Weaver, but that's not her. This isn't Gorillas in the Mist. Congo?
No.
I don't want to get distracted by the decade because to me it looks like it old, but this could be 90s for all I know. It's hard to tell when you have a JPEG and the lighting. It could be blurry. I mean, this honestly, this could be 70s, 80s, or 90s as far as I'm concerned. Especially if it's a 90s movie that maybe takes place a few years back. You never know. Um, who the hell is this actress? It's not like Serpent in the Rainbow, is it?
No. Mm-mm.
It takes place like in Haiti. I'm trying to think of islands. It's not Zombie, is it? I'm thinking island. I'm thinking palm trees and shit like that.
You got it.
Oh,
You got it.
right, yeah. I'm thinking of island horror movies. Island.
She's staring at the zombie. It's one of the most iconic scenes.
Yeah. Well, I got it. All right.
You got it,
Woo.
man. See, you talked yourself through
Right,
that. That was
okay.
great, man. That was really good.
I'm feeling oiled. I'm feeling oiled up. Okay, round 2. Name that Kino, Aaron. Let's do it. I got it. So it's one thing to get 1 out of 3. It's proven to be very, very impressive for any of us to get 2 out of 3. That's considered a triumph. So it's like 1 out of 3 seems to be kind of par. So I'll be impressed if I get another one. I'm gonna hold off from celebrating. I will take a swig of my Joe.
Don't celebrate. That was an easy one.
But I've only seen Zombie like once in my life, right? That's why I'm not recognizing necessarily iconic scenes or whatever. But that's fair. But I do know it's an island movie, and I was just kind of running through the gamut of island.
Island Boys. Yeah.
Serpent in the Rainbow is a good guess too, because that's like voodoo zombies.
That was a great guess. I know you almost had it early, and so I couldn't.
Okay, am I ready?
Yep. Name that Kino.
Riverman 2, Dark Territory. Okay, People Under the Stairs.
No.
House 1, House 2. I don't
No.
know. Phantasm. 1,
No.
2, or 3 or 4. Okay.
No, not Phantasm.
This one might be a curveball, but no, this isn't the Changeling, is it?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I'm trying to look at that car. I mean, that's like I think a 70s model. Maybe an early 80s model. The house looks ambiguous. I can't really tell by the house what year it is. Um but once this, well, like I said, sometimes this stuff fools you on the decade.
The hard
Sometimes it's not
yeah,
more reliable.
the hard stills are hard, man.
It
It's
is it I mean, that's clearly like a I mean, is that a limo or is that a fucking death wagon, man? I think it's a limo. I keep wanting to go
it's
to
not a
like
hearse,
I keep
dude.
wanting to go to I keep wanting to go to stuff like Adam's Family, House on Haunted Hill, uh, you know, shit like that. Haunting. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna get it, so let's just go ahead and I think the first image is usually about absorbing it and
Yeah.
deluding yourself to get it on the second one.
Yep.
Okay, okay, next one.
All right. Name that Kino.
That's why I was guessing fucking Phantasm and shit. Like I was thinking like a hearse. Like what's going on? Like oh gosh, I know this. I know both these actors, and I'm trying to plug it away. And I know both the faces. I know this one's like an ultimate brain fart, and I know I'm gonna kill myself if I don't get it. Awakenings. I'm just gonna start firing off stuff where I think maybe it could. Uh, ooh, Rain Man.
No.
Okay. Uh, shit. I really hate this. I'm just like riffing off the movies I know that have hospital scenes. Like I know it's not Mask, but I'm going to say Mask, right? Because these doctors aren't
No.
in Mask. Rain Man was like the train of thought, right? He goes where his brother is and shit. But I know this. I know this. It's going to kill me if I don't get it. Okay, I got to go back to that first picture and think that was like a house. I don't. Is this more of? I'm thinking, is this more of a psych ward, like mental hospital, or is it like a physical ailment hospital? I, I have. What does his shirt say? Doctor. Fuck. He's got a name tag on there. I can't. I can't fucking read it, man. I don't want to like. Doctor Varnick from Beethoven, dude. I'm afraid I'll have to press charges. He kind of looks like Doctor Varnick, dude. Fuck, dude, this one's killing me, and I don't want to waste too much. I don't know how much more I could really talk through this. It's a doctor's facility of some sort. Um, I'm trying to think of patients. I'm trying to think of how it's not Forrest Gump. His mom's sick. These actors aren't in that. Um, it is absolutely killing me. Can I get a baby hint? Like it can be the
No.
babiest hint in the world.
No.
Give me a baby hint.
I
A
can't give you a baby
genre.
hint. I
I
can't
don't
give
want
you
the
because
decade of the year.
you've seen this movie a million times.
Gosh, it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. I fucking know it. I fucking know it. This isn't Jack, is it? This is not Jack. That's not Jack. That's not Bill Cosby.
All right, one more guess.
This is killing me. One more guess. I've seen it a million times. The thing is, I know this. I fucking know this. Just fucking let it rip. Give me the last hint. This is bullshit. This is gonna fucking kill
You're
me.
gonna, yeah, you're gonna freak out.
I know it. It's like it's brain farting. I fucking know. Fucking Rocky 5. God dang it. God dang it, man. Gosh dang it.
I
What's
knew.
funny too?
Mm,
You know what's so funny too is
what?
when I first started dating Eva, I made her watch all the Rocky movies with me, but I said
Yep.
we're gonna skip five. You don't have to watch this piece of shit. Literally last week, I was like, you know what? I had nothing to. I didn't know what to watch. I'm like, maybe it's time we finally watch Rocky Five. Maybe I'm like being
Did you
too hard
watch
on it
it?
'cause you love the Rocky movies. No, and if
Oh,
I
okay.
watched it just
You would have
last
got it.
week, I would have got it instantly.
Hmm.
It would have been so fresh in mind. Fuck, that kills me, man.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah.
I'd figured you'd get it after the first still.
Damn. Well, I yeah, Rocky Five is the one I avoid the least, so the most. So it's
Well,
definitely the one I
that's why I
watch the
chose it.
least.
That's why I chose it though.
If yeah, any other God, I would have been interested if you would have done something like I do, just as a bonus to have extra stills, just to see if I could have got it with a couple more stills before you give me the obvious one. Because I have a feeling you just give if you would
You would have
just for
you would have
funsies.
got it after the next still. I guarantee you would have got it after the next still.
No, I mean with Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky
Yeah, of
5.
course, Rocky. They're the fucking yeah. I'm saying for fun. I wish you could have given me just a couple, like one or two more, because I think I would have gotten it. I just needed one more. I was on the fucking. I was edging with that one.
Did the chat get it?
I would say I have to. I would think. Hold on. Let's see.
No.
Batman, Dark Knight, Adrian. Now I guess too late. Someone gets Pet Detective, Ace Ventura. Detroit
Denise
Rock City,
Goodfellows.
Goodfellas. No, nobody got it. Eyes Wide Shut. You saw the big fancy house and you thought Sex Party, didn't you? Like the pulling up with the limo, like Tom Cruise. I could see. I could see. There's a daytime scene like that where he goes back the next day looking for like his wallet or something I don't remember what it is. He goes back there though. Anyway, yeah, that was a good one, man. I feel like part of me needs to turn in my Rocky fandom card, but at the same time, I blew it on the worst Rocky movie and the one I avoid. So I feel like I still get to retain that card. I
Maybe you'll
feel
see one in the
like
maybe you'll see one in the future.
I dare you to challenge me on other Rocky movies. I dare you. I will not fail again, and I'm not going to fail on pretty much all the other superior Rocky movies. You show me fucking a close up of a fucking caveman toga, I got you. You know, you show me. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Name that Kino round three. I can
Okay,
still
yeah.
redeem myself.
You'll
Two out of three is all it takes.
you'll get this one, man. You'll get this one.
I can't believe I got Cannibal. I can't believe I got Zombie and I didn't get Rocky Five. To be
I
frank.
know.
But okay. All right. I'm
Name
gonna let
that
you say it, to be
Kino.
honest. Say it.
Name.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Um. It's not Shaun of the Dead, is it?
You got it.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
Okay.
First try.
There you go. Awesome.
That
There
was
you
my
go.
medium. What do you have got in here?
Loaded.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it on the fuck. I got it on the fucking Winchester. That's the
Yep.
Winchester. That's the Winchester hanging on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the bar. It's the bar guy. Yeah, it's the Winchester owner.
Okay.
Right. What was the next one?
That's the third one.
Yeah.
This is the medium.
Yeah, yeah. I got it
And
on
then
the
that's
hard one.
easy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the Winchester. It's not loaded. And it goes off and yeah. Oh, dude, that's major redemption points. I got it
Yep.
on the first one.
Yep. That was very good. Very impressive there.
So I got 2 out of 3 overall.
And you get
I
on your
would
first
say,
guess too.
Anybody gets it gives you a little bit of leverage, kind points for getting one on your first try. So I would say a success this week. And I feel like I was this close to a fucking clean sweep if I just would have watched Rocky 5 this week like I planned. It would have been fresh and I wouldn't.
Oh, lost your audio. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I
Hello?
can hear you
Hello?
now. You're good now.
I don't okay. All right, River, it's my problem. I don't think it is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into the meat of the show, which we kind of wanted to rest back into a really fun, easy topic this week. I know last week was a bit heavy. I think we were all a little heated, right? But today we're going to talk movies and we're going to talk about biggest sequel letdowns. I thought that was a fun one. I'm surprised we haven't really tackled that yet. Batman, he was feeling the quickening. Yeah, I know. It's like my name's Aaron 2 the Quickening, and Riverman's got Riverman 2 Dark Territory. Spoiler alert, I didn't put those on my list. If you want to know I actually made a couple of lists here. So my criteria for this is first thing is I make a big old broad list of movies that are just really bad sequels, or just bad sequels that don't live up to the original, and then I whittle it down. And then my final list, I really wanted it to be movies that had really good first movies, like really good, and then just really drop the ball. So the more they fit into this, the more they were going to make my list. Like for example, I have a little bit of like honorable mentions, like Predator 2, for example.
Hmm.
That was on my short list, my long list, but I removed it because ultimately I don't I don't think Predator 2 is like fucking terrible or an abomination or a total insult. The first one's great, and the second one's just a disappointment. It's not like a fucking absolute insult, but it's boring and all that shit. But it is a letdown, but not enough to make the list. Um, I had a movie like Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo on here when I was just like firing off
Mine
movies.
mine are kind of different criteria. So my movies are movies that
Well,
should.
let me finish what I was gonna
Okay.
say. Like for that one, I was gonna say like, but Deuce Bigelow, the first one is funny, but it's not like a fucking all American classic or anything. So it doesn't quite make the list. It's got to be more than just a bad sequel. And I'm not saying you have to avoid movies past the second one in a series. You know what I mean? But like
Hmm.
to me, it's extra potent to be like, okay, they were awesome in the first one and they shit the bed early on. And it's a little easier to find movies that are like, oh well, it got bad in the fourth one. I mean, that happens a lot. So I tried to avoid that if I could. But what's your criteria?
Sequels that should have never been made, pretty much. So they're so
Okay.
bad that they should have never been made.
Okay, James Long, you get the fuck out of here. Pet Cemetery 2 is pretty awful. How
Oh
dare you?
God, that movie is amazing, man. Rewatch it, James, with our commentary.
Oh, hey, really quick. So I don't know if this is an indicator that the issues we're having are not with either of us. I mean, but it says we just got alert that the Rumble was lost because it's saying we're
Okay,
having trouble streaming to your destination. It's possible the stream was ended or deleted on the destination. This can also occur if the RTPM server stream key is. Maybe it's something with the
maybe the
fucking.
servers are fucked up. Yeah,
Maybe it's a server. I don't know. So we're just gonna get through it. Sorry, Rumble.
we'll upload it
But yeah.
later.
No, okay. So that more or less your criteria is similar because like I really think these movies never should have been made either. So yeah, however you wanted to look at it, it's where you can get sort of the worst of the worst. And Batman Dark Knight, that's a good comment too. But I also chose to ignore movies that have been talked about to death, like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Like that's kind of easy. That's low hanging fruit. Everybody knows how much I love the first Mortal Kombat movie, and everybody pretty much hates Annihilation. So I kind of avoided that for this list, but of course that's definitely on there. But
Well, let's get into it.
yeah, okay. And really quick before we do, oh no, I'll wait. I have like a very small list of movies I want to say after. Of movies that get this bad rap, but I don't think they deserve it. That I actually like. We'll talk about those after. But yeah, go ahead. Do you want to start? You can go with number one.
Number
How many do
five,
you
you
have, by
mean?
the way?
I have five.
Okay, so I actually have 11. I had a real hard time whittling it down, but that's okay. So maybe
Let's
yeah, go
do
ahead.
five, and then we'll do your honorable mentions afterwards.
Okay. Well, I don't really know if they're in really any real order. I just found 11 really bad ones. Yeah, my top 11 are not in really any particular order. But go ahead. Just go ahead. We'll just riff it. What's
Okay,
your number five?
so number five. This is one where I love the original movie. Two of my favorite action actors. Um, it's such a fun movie when it came
I know
out. I
where this
saw it
is
in
going.
theaters. Um,
Oh,
yeah, what?
go ahead. No, I think I thought I was knowing where you're going with it. Let me see.
No, I saw this in the theaters, and I go back to it quite a bit. Um, it's a Stallone Arnold movie, and it's Escape Plan
It's
Two.
on my list. I put Escape Plan 2 and Escape Plan 2 and 3. I just bundled them.
Yeah,
That's so funny. I knew that's where you were going with it.
it's the biggest
Um,
piece of shit ever, man. Movie's terrible.
and that is on my short list, and that makes is it on my short? Yeah, it's on my short list. I bundled 2 and 3 together. It fits 100% because the first one was so much fun, and it
Yeah.
was not a nice return to form for both of them. Like to me, you know, Stallone was kind of in this post Expendables ride wave, but he hadn't quite hit with like a classic feeling movie. And then Arnold was at a retirement, and he had put out like The Last Stand. He wasn't quite hitting it, and then they came out with this movie. I'm like, hey, it's a classic prison movie
Yep.
that you could have seen in the '80s. And Jim Caviezel plays a fun James Bond villain,
Hmm.
basically. Great, man. And then they got in bed with China, and the people that funded the second and third one was a Chinese studio.
Oh, okay. I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, it's super low budget. They have Chinese like actors shoehorned in it to please their market. Um, Stallone's got very small roles in it, turn and burn type of movies. I think he's got a bigger role in the third one, but they're just bullshit. They are just so bad, and I don't know why. And even like Stallone was shit talking him. Stallone, first of all, when the second one was coming out, Stallone was talking it up like he always does. But then after it had been out, he's saying it was shit. Like, of course it is. And then when the third one was coming out, I think he was shitting on it before it even came out. It was just like more like obligations. But they're so bad. And I don't know why. I don't remember how much it did in the box office, but it's just a real shame they couldn't have actually produced a real sequel to that or just left it alone.
Well, I think it's even better movie than the Expendables movie now. I mean, it holds up a
It's
lot
it's
better than
it's a
those.
fun movie. It's a fun
Yeah.
movie. It's got a cool supporting cast, except for Curtis 50 Cent. Screw
Yeah.
him. But you've got Sam Neill as the prison doctor. Like I said, Jim Caviezel's awesome. He's basically playing like a cartoon character villain, which I like
Yep.
it. And it misses. It's so funny. The movie's great, but the only place where it misses is like at the end, like where it's he's delivering the classic action one liner, and he just goes boom,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he
like
blows up the helicopter?
yeah, yeah, and it blows
Yeah.
or like the oil drums,
Oh,
right? The
yeah.
fire, and it literally shows like Jim Caviezel, like
Yeah.
he knows it's gonna happen. But anyway, it even like the music swells and it does a close up and the music stops, and you're like, oh god, what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah, it's a shit one-liner. No, I
Like they
agree.
really set it up, like it's a big one.
They could add a
Boom!
good
Yeah,
one-liner there.
it was really really not good. But the movie itself is really cool, and I actually wouldn't mind watching that soon. Is that on 4K?
I don't know.
Do I own that on 4K? I don't know. Maybe I do. All right, that's
S
a good
s
one.
sorry, I had top 6. I didn't know I had 6
Oh,
movies.
that's all
1, 2,
good, and
3,
it
4,
works
5.
out too if we have a
Yeah.
couple of the same ones like that.
Okay.
And like I said, yeah, I couldn't tell you which one's worse, 2 or 3, because they're both fucking bad.
I
Dude,
never saw 3.
3 has Devon Sawa as the
Oh,
bad guy.
okay.
It's like, what yeah. Any movie with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, I stay away from like the plague, which is why I don't care to see the new Expendables, because Curtis 50 Cent Jackson's in that too. And I don't know, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson must give the best head in the business, because I don't know why Stallone keeps putting him in movies.
He's
What is
terrible
going
actor.
on? Terrible, terrible. Ali P the Goddess, I can guarantee Beetlejuice 2 will be a huge letdown with Jenna overrated Ortega in it. You know what? I am of the mind that I just would rather them not make it. I would rather
I'm
why
with you.
bother? But if they're going to, I don't have any say in the matter. If they're going to go ahead and make it anyway, of course I want it to be as good as possible. Like I would like for it to be good. I would like to be surprised, because if they're going to make it anyway, I don't want to make it bad. Um, and I don't mind Jenna Ortega. I think she's fine. I think she fits. Like she's kind of like if Jenna Ortega was around in the '80s, she would have been in Beetlejuice then, right? She seems like par casting for the type of movie. But the fact that you have everybody in it besides Jeffrey Jones for understandable reasons, you got Catherine O'Hara back, you got Winona Ryder, dude. From the stills I've seen, it looks like Beetlejuice, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get too hyped for it. I'm really not. I'm just gonna like put it out of mind, and when it comes out, hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised. But the stills, man, Winona Ryder, everybody in costume, the set design, it looks like I stepped back in time. Now, the thing I always fear is, oh great, well, you can't redo and recapture the charm of the original Beetlejuice, because it came out in like 88, right? Not 87, 88, I think. And it was a product of its era. And this was young, vital Tim Burton, where he was using all the old, Jason and the Argonauts fucking inspired shit. He was still using claymation, stop motion. It was just super inspired, and it had a lot of character. and it's of course it's like the only thing I know Tim Burton of now is like his fucking Disney era, which now he's not with Disney anymore. He had that big falling out a couple years ago, so it kind of also makes me happy he's not a Disney shill anymore. Um,
Yeah,
but
it'll be a CGI fest, and
when
it
you
won't be
see all,
scary like the first one was when I was a kid.
when you see all these movies that he did do under Disney, like your Alice in Wonderlands and all that crap, it it's like Tim Burton, but not. Yeah, everything's CGI. There's no more practical effects, and but I don't know if I should really take this to the bank or not because I don't know if Michael Keaton is really an authority on the matter. But Michael Keaton did an interview recently, and he was talking it up. Of course, he talk it up, but he was saying, "Oh no, we're doing this all practical." He's like, "This is like the original." He's like, "We got he's like, "It's old school, babe." That's what he says. He's like, "There's no fucking. It's fucking just like the original movie. It's guys on fucking fish line sliding back and forth like with the Nether world and all stuff." He's like, "It's old school. It's all practical effects." Now,
I'll believe it when I see it.
when he says that, I imagine even on the best case scenario, there's going to be a little bit of CGI, but that's fine as long as they don't abuse it. But him coming out and saying that he is working on the movie, so he would know, but he's not going to be involved with all the
Well, he's
post
not
stuff.
editing the movie. It could be
Yeah,
cut to
he don't
shit.
know, but I'll take what I can get, and I like the casting. I'm not against Jenna Ortega. Monica Bellucci as Beetlejuice's wife. I think she's a hot older lady. By the way, she's great. Uh, but also that also raises some intrigue. Like Beetlejuice's wife, is she playing the wife he referenced for a second in the first movie? Like remember he pulled off the in her grave, pulled off her finger and gave it to
Mhm.
Lydia. Like, is she dead? Is that like the corpse? That's hilarious. That'll be a great callback. And the fact that they got Willem Dafoe in it playing like a police officer in the Netherworld of the dead, like somebody whoever is searching for that's great. What great casting.
Yeah.
So I'm game for it. It is what it is. I just don't want it to suck. And if it does, I guess I'll always have the original. No big deal. Um, James Long, dude, you're hurting my feelings with some of this stuff, dude. Evil Dead 2? Come on, man. Jeez. Uh, I don't know. There was another one in here I saw too that was see a movie like Death Wish 2, Batman would not make my list because I don't think Death Wish 2 is insulting
It's great,
enough to
man.
it's not even if a movie's not as good as the first one, like it wouldn't make my list. I'm talking I need a great movie with like a real like shit the bed moment. Like what? But anyway, we'll see next Friday. I think when Next Friday first came out, I probably felt that way. But over the years, Next Friday is good on its own.
It's gotten
It's a
better.
different movie. It's just a different tone, but it's good on its own. But let's go ahead and get into my next one. My first one rather. I'm gonna start off in the world of horror, and I'm gonna say Pumpkinhead 2: Blood Wings.
I don't
Has
even
anybody
remember
ever
that one.
okay, so Pumpkinhead 2 is a good movie. It's a cult classic. I think Pumpkinhead 1 did I say Pumpkinhead 1 is if I said 2, I didn't mean to say that. Pumpkinhead 1's a cult classic. To me, it's better than it really deserves to be, right? You kind of look at Pumpkinhead and you don't think it's going to be anything special, but it's a good movie. Pumpkinhead 2: Blood Wings is not. It is bad. It is pointless. Aesthetically, it looks like the first movie, but it's just shit. I'm surprised Riverman's never seen it.
Mm-mm.
But has anybody in the chat seen Pumpkinhead 2? Back me up here.
I didn't even know they made a Pumpkinhead too.
Oh,
I
there's a
will watch
Pumpkinhead
it.
3. I mean, what if anyway, yeah, don't and I actually made the mistake of buying it some years back because it was on like a shout sale years ago and I got it for pretty cheap and it's bad, dude. Not good. James Long, now he's trolling. Batman Returns.
Yeah,
You're just trolling
trolling
me, dude.
hard.
Yeah, he's picking all my favorite sequels. All right, what's your next one?
Next one, I was very, very disappointed in. It was one of my favorite comedies of the 2000s. And it's Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Oh, that's a good one. That's bad. That's a
I
good entry.
the biggest piece of shit I was
Terrible.
disappointed. I love the
Did you just
first one.
recently watch it? Did you just recently watch it?
I watched it a few years back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's bad. Bad,
Yeah,
man.
it's
It's just
terrible. I didn't laugh once. I thought it was
I'm
shit.
glad John Cusack didn't do that bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
was looking forward to it as well. I thought it'd be funnier and shit, but no.
it's just to me, I can only assume that's a case of the first one was hilarious
Mhm.
and They got all the actors besides John Cusack to sign on because the first one was hilarious. And hey, well, of course this one's going to be great. And maybe they didn't really get to read the material or something. They just kind of signed without looking, and they made the best of it. Like, well, shit, we have to do it. This movie fucking sucks. But John Cusack, maybe he got like advanced reading rights or something. He saw the blood in the water, and he's like, I'm not doing this. You know. What's up, Gerald Mentos, the
What's
fresh
up,
maker?
man?
But yeah, that's a good one, man. Yeah, it's a dog shit movie. Um, you know what? I'll just kind of cut. None of these are in any particular order, so I'll jump around to kind of fit your theme you got going there, Todd. I'm gonna say the sequel to the funniest movie of all time, Dumb and
Don't
Dumber.
even. That's my number one right there, man.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. It's is it your number one,
Yes.
dude? I totally number one worthy because it is the biggest
Yep.
it's actually as far as the the criteria I set for this, it checks every box in spades. Not only did they have a long gap between the first one, which is a classic, it is a
Yes.
stone cold
Funniest
classic.
movie of all time.
They waited too long, and the movie is it's just it's not even like, oh, it's up against such a high standard. No, it's a bad movie,
Yeah.
and you can't even believe that they even bothered with this. And you can't even and if I'm and when Jim Carrey when they came out with this, Jim Carrey hadn't really done comedy in a while,
Mm-mm.
right? He had stepped away. He had been doing movies like Dark Crimes and fucking all these drama stuff. Number 23. I can't. I don't know what the last comedy. The last comedy he did was probably Bruce Almighty
Mm-hmm.
before this. So it had been a while, and I don't know if he just lost the juice or what it is, man. But
Jeff Daniels is just as bad, though, man. I was excited to
oh,
watch this to
the whole
see
thing is
their
bad.
chemistry back and forth again. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be amazing, and it was fucking terrible.
It just it all feels like you're watching a bunch of rehearsals
Yeah.
of just like them like shooting shit and seeing what sticks, and none of it sticks. And like literally, I didn't laugh once.
No.
I didn't laugh once. And I saw him doing press for it and stuff, and it was a big deal in the press, and they were hyping it so much. So I don't know if like they just really were tone deaf to it, or maybe they hadn't seen it with like a test audience, and they just thought this is gonna be great. This we had a good time, you know. Maybe they were clouded by just being old friends back on set again, having a good time, you know. But yeah, my only question is, did they not see this with a test audience?
I don't
Because
know. But I'd rather watch Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd over this piece of shit.
when I saw it in theaters, you could hear a pin drop
Yeah, yeah.
the whole time. I saw it opening night, and it was one of those movies where I was kind of humiliated to be there. And it's
Mhm.
like I don't know why I'm embarrassed. They should be embarrassed because we had all the reason to believe this was going to be funny. We're here because you are making a sequel to the funniest movie of all time. But I still felt ashamed and dirty and embarrassed to be seen at the theater at this movie because
Mhm.
it's awkward. It's like watching a family member at a talent show bomb, and you're just
Yep.
like, oh. And that's the way it was. It's like quiet. No one's laughing at the jokes. Absolutely hate the supporting cast. Um, it's not even that the plot itself is bad because it's just as simple as the first movie, right? It's
Yeah.
like the first movie, you know, Lloyd falls in love with Lauren Mary on the way to the airport, and he wants to get this briefcase back to her. Great, road trip ensues. This is similar. It's like, hey, there's a simple setup. Harry, you have a daughter you didn't know you had. We got to go find whatever. And Lloyd falls in love with her, right?
Mhm.
I, it has enough to put something there, but they just didn't, and I don't know what it is, but God, Rob Riggle is so annoying in this movie. Lauren Holden is so
Yep.
fucking bad in this movie. Whoever played
Lost your audio again.
okay, I'm gonna take a second to cool
Gotcha.
down from that because I it pisses me off thinking about that movie. It pisses me off,
No,
and
this
you know
is
what's
definitely
funny
number
is
one
they actually
worthy.
did.
You agree though, right?
It really is. Oh,
Okay.
it's so yeah, definitely. And if I really had put a lot of work into ordering them, I might have even made that number one. I just didn't. But it's funny. When I saw that movie, I swore I would never support that movie again. I was ashamed I bought it, but I actually did end up buying it some years later because Best Buy ran on sale for like $1. I bought it on Blu-ray for $1. I'm like, okay, for $1, I'll I'll buy it to shoot some skeet. You know, and I don't think I've ever watched it again.
We
But
should have
for
watched it when I was
nostalgia,
down there, dude. That would
just
have
in
been
case I want
funny.
to. Oh, you know what? That is a great idea. We should have. That would have been a great suggestion. We should do a commentary for
Yeah,
Dumb and Dumber 2.
yeah.
It's so funny because Zach and I have always talked about doing the first one, and I'm like, why doesn't it ever come up? I actually we were known for doing shitty sequels and not doing the classic movies for the long time. We just jump right to the sequels. Why do we not do Dumb and Dumber 2? We should all do Dumb and Dumber 2
I'm
together.
down.
Because the only hesitation with doing a movie like Dumb and Dumber is like we're worried about laughing too much and watching the movie instead of talking about it and just quoting the movie because it's so quotable and you just want to and you kind of forget you're doing a commentary. I don't think we're gonna have that problem with Dumb and Dumber 2. I don't
Yeah.
think we're gonna have a problem laughing too much and getting I would pick that thing apart. Blocko, it must be done.
Yes.
I will make the wheels start spinning on that right now. Um, but really quick, I kind of want to jump in here with some of these comments, man. Yeah, some of these comments, they're not good, man. Wrong tone. So, James Long, Alien Resurrection. I get it. I have a soft spot for Alien Resurrection, and that, and also it's just the fourth movie in the series, so it's just getting a little too far removed. But gamer guy, this might trigger Aaron, but he also thinks Batman Returns. Man, you guys just aren't on it. You guys just don't know. James Long, Rocky Five. Yeah, I agree. Low hanging fruit. But once again, Rocky Five is just bad compared to what it's surrounded by. On the surface, it's really a passable movie.
Not a bad
It's just
movie.
it's pointless. It really doesn't need to exist. It's pointless. It's not a particularly good movie, but it's not like hard to watch. It's just insulting because it's surrounded by such a great franchise. But
It was good to
James
see
Long,
Sage
Return of the Living
Stallone in
Dead
there
2.
too.
Yeah, okay. Were you a big fan?
Sage, it's
James
cool to
Long, Return
see
of the
him
Living
and his
Dead
son.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, yay for nepotism. Return of the Living
Asshole.
Dead 2. Uh, some people, yeah, I think Return of the Living Dead 2 is kind of a movie it's overall shit on, but Todd and I like that
I
one.
love it. I've always loved it.
Right? Don't it's like a yeah, it's I would say like Evil Dead 2. I mean, some people here put Evil Dead 2 in here. I love Evil Dead 2. James Long, Fright Night 2. Fright Night 2, I think it's got some merit. It's not the original, but like I wouldn't put it on this list because it's not like that bad. I think there's something to it.
I'm gonna piss a
RoboCop
lot of people
3.
off
Yeah,
here.
that I thought about.
I'm gonna piss a lot of
What?
people off here, but
Ooh, James Long? Oh, he said just kidding. Sorry. He said Child's Play 2, then he said kidding. Go ahead.
I actually like Return of the Living Dead 2 better than the
Go.
first one.
I I I might be on that ship with you,
Well,
but it's the
it's
same reason
nostalgia.
why I
It's more
like Evil Dead.
nostalgia.
Yeah, it's the same reason why I like Evil Dead 2 better than the first one too. Similar thing. American Werewolf in Paris. That's good. Let's see. Yeah, gamer guy. It's pissing him off so much his audio is cutting. But guy, hey, can I ask you a question? It's not it's River's audio cutting out too. We're both cutting out. Like you cut out a minute ago and I just kind of let it roll. Like, could you hear me when I was talking or did I cut out? Like a second ago.
You were
Like
cutting out. You were cutting out, man.
you were cutting out too.
Okay, maybe I'm cutting out on your end. Chat, tell us who's cutting out. Are we both?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, really quick. Tell us really quick. It am I cutting out or are we both cutting out? Because literally on Prime Day, I finally replaced my interface and dealt with the short issue. I have a new interface. I got new cables. Really shouldn't be a problem now. So I think if it's both of us, like it feels like it's both of us, because the thing is when I cut out, I know what that was like, but I couldn't hear you. It's all fucking up. So that would imply that it's not a cable, it's the whole interface, and the interface is brand new. I think there's something wrong with the server.
It could be
But
the
anyway,
server.
yeah, okay. So just Aaron, but I'm cutting out more. So is Riverman cutting it out?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, Rambo Last Blood. That's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Because Rambo Last Blood follows part 4. I'll give you that. But anyway, Okay, James saying it's just me. Guys, I'm getting so fed up with this. I don't know how many times I could fight issues. I don't if it's me, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell
Yeah,
anybody.
we got to keep it
I don't know
rolling.
what to tell
Like you
anybody.
said,
I no, no. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Come on. I get it. But it's just lame, dude. I can't fucking win with this shit. Is it your choice? Is it my
uh,
choice?
it's mine.
No,
You went Dumb and
yours, right?
Dumber
Because
too.
I said Dumb and Dumber. That's cool that we're kind of like synced.
Okay, my number 4 would be a movie that I absolutely adore that they should have never made a sequel to is
Mm,
American Psycho 2 with Mila Kunis.
yeah,
Um, I
that
loved it.
that one.
They could have they could have put Patrick Bateman back in the role because he never died. You never know what happened to him. But not saying they needed to, which
Well, then they couldn't do a straight to video sequel on a budget then because they didn't want to pay him.
but why put Mila
Yeah,
Kunis
this
in
is
there? I mean, Mila Kunis is probably the worst person you could put in an actual horror film as the
I
antagonist.
I put I put that on my list of movies. I have another separate list here of movies that I'm pretty sure earned their reputation, but I've never bothered to watch because I'm sure they're that bad.
It's
And
terrible.
I put that on there along with Son of the Mask. I put Son of the Mask on that list too because I'm not going to watch that shit. I know it's bad. And I've actually, in spoiler alert, I've never been able to sit through Exorcist 2 because it
Hmm.
is boring and I can't get through it. So I don't want to put it on the list because I've never really fairly watched the whole thing. But I also am in no fucking rush. One of these days, I keep telling myself I'm going to sit down. I'm going to finish that fucking movie. But yeah, that's a good one. But I've never seen American Psycho 2 for that
It's
reason.
terrible. You don't need to.
Um, yeah. All right. So my next one is going to be. Oh, this is a good one. Jean Claude Van Damme classic, right? Universal Soldier was really good, really cool for its time, really cool for its day. Universal Soldier: The Return in 1999, starring him, starring Michael J. White, and starring Bill Goldberg, is so horrendously fucking terrible. I don't know why it exists. And remember, Megadeth had the lead single Crush 'em," and you had Van Damme and Goldberg in the video in their Unisol outfits singing the lyrics, Crush 'em.
That
It's
was
just,
awesome.
it's bad, dude. But a great soundtrack. It's a great like time capsule soundtrack. But have you seen that movie?
No.
It's terrible. It's really, 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 really bad. Can't stress it enough. What's your next one?
Um, one this is a sequel that some people actually really like. And when I say some people, I say Zach because I fucking hate Blair Witch 2, but he loves it.
Blair Witch 2. I knew you were gonna fucking say it.
And it's a piece of shit. And I never understood why he likes it so much.
Because Zach likes dog shit. He likes a lot of bullshit, man. Have you not noticed this?
Yeah, but Blair Witch 2,
Just
man.
likes
I
a lot
mean,
of bad stuff.
God. And I love Blair Witch 1
Yeah, we
a
watched that.
ton, man.
I I had to watch it for a commentary, and I didn't really quite get it. But Zach has you got to remember Zach's a bit younger than us. I think Zach did Zach just turn 31? Either he turned 30 or he turned 31. Regardless, he's got a nice chunk of years under us. And that means that he was probably like 5, 6, or 7 when Blair Witch 2 came out, right? And so the stuff that was coming out that we thought was dog shit, he was at that impressionable age where if his mom and dad rented it, he might have latched onto it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just what I think it is. But yeah, that's a good one. Not good. Um, my next one, pretty popular one. I think I'm popular to hate. But how do you follow up a movie about a bus with a fucking cruise ship and you replace Keanu with Jason Patrick? Speed 2,
I didn't hate it that much. It's not a good
Cruise
movie, but I
Control. Are you crazy? Speed 2, Cruise Control
it's not good, but
compared to the first one?
I can still watch it. It's not good, but
Oh, with that fucking Rasta guy from fucking
yeah.
Showgirls,
Yeah.
and you got Willem Dafoe putting leeches on his body.
It's a
dude,
it's
come
a
on.
cable movie. I used to watch on cable all the time when it was on.
I mean, the fucking was the irony intentional? Speed on a cruise ship. Was it
Yeah.
intentional? I don't get it. But talk about a bad, huge letdown, bad movie. It's just the first Speed is so dang good at what it did. I don't know. I think it earns a spot. Nobody's put Speed 3 off the rails. Yeah. Roger Ebert loves Speed 2. Then again, what does Ebert know? He knows what the depths of hell feel like because that's where he is right now. Um, Sorry, not in good taste. Well, Ebert hated Die Hard. Yeah, Ebert was weird, dude. His opinions were. This is the guy that wrote Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. So whatever. Nobody's perfect. But anyway, what's your next one? I'm really surprised with your Speed 2 love, by the way.
I
But
never
okay,
said I loved it. I just said I didn't hate it as
to me, but
much
this,
as you.
but even by your criteria, a sequel that shouldn't exist, even if you don't think it's a hair, that's a sequel. Rocky 5 to me, I don't hate it, but it's a sequel that shouldn't exist. It
Yeah.
really
Well, I
doesn't
never
need
said
it.
it.
Speed
It
2
should
does not need to
exist.
exist.
It shouldn't exist. But I'm just saying, it's like, would I rather watch that or
Okay.
Escape Plan
All right.
2? So this is
Which
my
oh,
number. This is
okay.
my number two. This is
Yeah.
my number two. My final one. This one I love this movie. This first movie, one of my favorite movies. This one I was so disappointed when I saw it. Biggest piece of shit, and it's just over the top. These two characters are like superheroes in this one. Where the first like 15, 20 minutes, I was just sitting there watching it with my jaw on the floor because it looks so bad. The CGI looks so shitty, and that's Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Two. It is fucking awful, man. I
Yeah.
think biggest piece of shit, and I love Matrix. I think it's one of my favorites. So I don't know how people can even watch this movie or even get into any of the sequels because the sequels are terrible, man.
But that's a popular opinion. And of course, that was on my radar, but I couldn't say that because I've never bothered watching the sequels because I actually don't like the first one. So,
That's
but
crazy.
everybody talks about how bad the sequels are. Yeah. Well, did you watch the newest one, the one that
Yeah,
came out like a year
it
or
was
two ago?
okay.
Was that bad too?
It wasn't as bad as Reloaded, but it wasn't not great.
Did I tell you in 3 weeks I'm gonna go see fucking Keanu Reeves' shitty band?
Oh, really? Okay, where at?
Dog Star. He's playing this small club downtown Phoenix. It's like 300 people. They got a
Nice.
nice ass restaurant too. It's the Crescent Ballroom. So we're just gonna go down, have dinner because it's a great Mexican restaurant, and just fucking watch Ted fucking play. Maybe
Should
I'll get
get
to
something
meet him. Maybe
signed,
I'll get
dude.
to high five him, dude. It's like it. They haven't toured with this band since 1992, is what I read. So I don't know what the protocol is. I mean, I might. It's I was laughing because just in case he's hanging out, because when I've seen like small bands there, like underground metal bands and shit, normally afterwards they're all hanging out after the show, hanging out in the restaurant, whatever. It's just, but I don't know if he's Keanu Reeves, if he's gonna duck out or if they're gonna hang out. But just in case, I'm gonna put my Bill and Ted in the roll poster that I have, and I'll think it'll be so fucking hilarious if I end up with Ted's autograph on that poster, the one I never thought I'd obtain, but I missed out on Alex Winters, who I was going to settle for. Think it'll be just like ass backward is this? That just a few weeks later I get the one I was never supposed to get, and now I missed out on Alex Winter. Oh, it'd be so weird. But anyway,
Well,
yeah,
get something
Gamer
signed for
Guy was
me
hilarious.
too.
Dude,
Have
ask the Reeves how
have the woman bring something for me. Get it signed
it's
for me.
it's it's not a meet and greet, Todd. It's not a
Okay.
meet and greet. If I get lucky to catch him, if he's hanging around, I would have to bum rush him, be like, "Oh, could you please sign it? Like, you don't want the Dog Star CD signed? Oh, can you please sign Bill and Ted instead, please?" Uh,
He could
but
sign
we'll
Hardball
see.
for all I care.
That might not happen. Pour one out for G Baby, dude.
That's
I'd
right.
fucking do that. But Gamer Guy says, dude, ask the Reeves how it felt playing a badass wife beater in The Gift. Inside Phil and Selmo joke. Anyway, okay. So my next one is another comedy. We're gonna go with a little. Joe Dirt 2 is a good one, Rye Dog. That's a great one. That one deserves to be on the list because Joe Dirt 1 is a classic, and Joe Dirt 2 is ain't it? That's a good one. But my comedy I'm gonna pick is Major League Two. Have you
Oh, I
seen Major
love
League
Major League 2.
Two?
Yeah, I love Major League 2,
Two?
1 and 2.
Fucking on crack, dude.
I
We are
love it,
not.
dude.
Our periods are not synced like I thought. Our menstrual cycles are not in line. Major League One. Do you like Major League One?
Yeah, I love Major League 1 and 2.
Major League One is a classic.
It's like Problem Child
Two,
1 and 2.
it's just
They
this
and they're
fucking.
they go back hand they're hand in hand, man.
I really don't think so. Major League Two is so watered down from the first one. And you replace Wesley Snipes with Omar Epps, dude.
Omar
Not
Epps,
even
yeah.
fucking close. As if we're not gonna notice. Oh, it's just another black guy. They look the same. It'll be an easy fucking replacement. Wesley Snipes, you don't replace Wesley Snipes, man. And
Willie
I'm
Mays
sorry,
Hayes.
Charlie Sheen Wild Thing is so much. Wild Thing is so much funnier in the first one. It just doesn't land in the second one. It's just more.
When he changes the
I think the
image, dude,
second one
that's
feels like
freaking
more Angels.
hilarious, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. When we drag him out of the parking lot, beat the
I
shit
even
out of him.
like the third
I
one
love
with
him in the
Scott
first one, dude.
Bakula.
So Back to the Minors, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched that.
Oh, it's great.
I don't know, but okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. So Todd's surprising me here. He's got a lot of Speed 2 love, got a lot of Back to the
I didn't
But you
say
know what?
Speed 2 love. I said I
When
didn't
Todd's
hate it.
when, when Todd says that about Major League 2, it does make me kind of want to like. I'm gonna watch this movie again. What am I missing? Maybe I need to like watch it with fresh eyes. But I feel like I'm gonna do that. I feel like I'm gonna do that now and just see if I feel the same. Just little offsides. Anyway, okay. So your next one, Todd.
That was my last one, remember?
Oh, my bad. So I'm gonna burn through a few. I won't. I won't waste too much time on it. Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
I
Look,
love that movie.
this one I was on the line with including because it's not like Die Hard 2 is like the worst movie ever, but I did include it just because Die Hard 1 is that good. Die Hard 1 is so classic and so good. Maybe it was almost
Audio's gone. There it comes.
really
You're
quick.
back.
Did I cut out just that?
You're back. You're gone now.
But you're cutting out too. What is going on? Hold on. I have no idea. I'll figure this out for next episode. Not sure what's going on. Maybe it is my fucking interface. Isn't that fucked up? If I got another interface and this one's fucked. But yeah, Die Hard 2 is just it's a big letdown. Die Hard 1, I don't know what could really compare to it because it is so classic. It was probably a hard feat to really um, follow it, but I think Die Hard 2 is pointless. I'm glad they changed it up with the third one. You know, took it to the streets, made it more open, raised the stakes, gave him a partner to actually work with and not just be on the phone with. Um, it's so funny. But the second one is trying to be too much like the first one, which is a losing battle. Even down with like the pointless shoehorn cameo with Carl Winslow at the beginning. Oh, I have a good trip, John. Just like it's
It's
so
a
weird.
great
Kind of
action.
he's gonna
It's a
show up
great
again.
it's a great action movie, man. I don't understand why everybody hates on the second one.
Uh,
I used to rent the second one all the time.
it, it's just because it follows that great one. I don't know. I just never thought it was very good, and I thought it really paled in comparison. And I feel like the third one's great, and the third one is
Oh yeah.
different enough. I just think the second one is trying. The second one is just trying to be the first one, and it's not as good.
But it's in
So
an
it doesn't even
airport.
exist.
I mean,
That's
that's
just
what's cool about it.
okay. Isn't he going home for Christmas again? Is it
She
Christmas again?
she's
But now he's going home.
she's flying in.
Okay, she's flying in, but it's Christmas again. Or am I
Mhm.
wrong? It's in the
Yeah,
holidays
that's
again.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, they were rehashing the same shit a little too much. Like I said, they did good by changing it up with the third one. That's the last good Die Hard movie we got. But that's where I'll end there. What about you? Yeah, James Long, Independence Day regurgitation. I never
Never
saw
saw
that
it.
shitty movie.
Mhm.
I'll add that to the list of movies. I'll just assume it deserves its reputation. Uh, Hello, boys. I'm back.
And Terminator
What do you-
3 is a good one.
Yeah. So you're out. So my next one, I'm gonna go with. Gonna tackle the mid '90s blockbusters with this one. Lost World, Jurassic Park.
I agree. I'm not a
Talk
fan
about a
of the
fall from
yeah.
grace. Fall.
Mhm.
It's boring. It's very unmemorable, and it's just following up Jurassic Park, man, which was just the along with Terminator 2, Jurassic Park was the 90s blockbuster.
Yep.
That was the blockbuster. Really impressed you with what they were doing with the special effects at the time and the animatronics. And it was just a real phenom. And then they followed up 4 years later. They removed Dr. Grant. And now you just have Ian Malcolm, which, I you like Ian Malcolm. But
He's not good in that role.
in this one, here's the thing. In the first movie, you have your protagonist as Dr. Grant, and Ian Malcolm is the comic relief.
Mhm.
Now, in the second movie, Ian Malcolm is taking over the lead guy,
He's not a
so
lead
he's
guy.
got to be
That's
serious. He's the Dr. Grant. So it's not really the Malcolm that he's not really the Malcolm in the first movie. He acts too different. It's not really that familiar. I'm tempted to go back and watch it again just to see like is there anything here, but yeah, man, talk that was a big letdown because I couldn't wait to see it. I could not wait to see it. I didn't get to go see it in theaters, but I we watched it like I don't know if we rented it or we watched it on HBO. I want to say, you know what? I think we got it on pay-per-view, right? You'd rent it, you get the whole day. I remember I was so hyped for it. I read the books. I got the novel. I'm like, I want to read the novel. That was that, which was different, obviously, but yeah, just a huge fucking disappointment, man. Disappointment. Okay, another one. European Vacation. Speaking of movies that are classic
I
and really,
love it.
really funny movies, the original Vacation is one of the funniest movies of all time. Might be the second behind Dumb and Dumber. And they rebounded quick with Christmas Vacation, and I like Vegas Vacation too. But European Vacation is just misses. I don't know what it is. Like I hate it when they fucking take people to Europe, man. I hate it when the Bundys go to Europe, and I hate it when the Griswolds go to Europe. But there's just something about it. Like I love Europe. I should love it. I like the Griswolds. I don't know what it. What am I missing about this movie, Todd?
I I don't know. You probably didn't like Rusty, and you didn't like what's her face,
Audrey.
Audrey. Yeah,
Rusty and Audrey are not. Yeah, they're not. They're definitely my least favorite Griswold kids. But just I don't know, man. It just doesn't make me laugh. It's just not that. It's just not funny. It just misses.
you
It
didn't
doesn't
like when
have any
Rusty was filling
jokes.
up that German girl.
And I don't
They
like
haven't
Eric
they,
Idle. Eric.
they haven't rang these bells in years. They're gonna hang somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. Never. It's never. Yeah, Europe stinks, Blocko. I agree. Thank you. Gamer guy review says European Vacation is fine. Yeah, you know what? That's right. Fine is not good enough because the first one is that funny. But anyway, that's I've always felt that way about that movie.
It's a 7 out of 10.
And then I've got two more. I've got one of them. I'm confident in maybe giving my number one, so I'm going to say this one first. My runner up, and really no particular order. And this one's kind of breaking my rule a little bit because it's not a direct sequel, but it kind of is. I'm going recent. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Fuck that movie in the ass.
Never saw it.
Fuck that movie in the ass. A lot of people would put Ghostbusters 2 on this, but that's one of the movies that I love that people hate. I love Ghostbusters 2. I think it's fantastic. But Ghostbusters Afterlife, what an insult. Jason Reitman got to direct this one. It's touted as finally a return to the original series. We got all the old Ghostbusters back, kinda, but it's nothing but a big member berry fucking marathon of bullshit. They make all the new Ghostbusters little kids like Stranger Things, and it's even got one of the Stranger Thing kids in it. And it takes place in Oklahoma. Egon's dead. Other than that, they just remake the entire third act is a straight remake of Ghostbusters 1, down to Gozer, the Hellhounds. Paul Rudd is now your Lewis Tully. The kid's mom is now the Dana Barrett. They're the Hellhounds. It's a fucking insult. You have a new Slimer, Muncher. It's just a giant like advertisement too. Like when Paul Rudd goes to Walmart, he goes to a Walmart, and it's such a ugly advertisement. Everything, and it's an empty, clean Walmart, which is really awkward. And he gets attacked by all those little Stay Puft Marshmallow like little men, and it's so obvious that's there to sell toys. It's just
Mm.
like, oh, we want to have these cute little Stay Puffs. We want to market them. It's like it's the Star Wars effect. Like, what is this? And I don't understand why people loved it. People loved it, and I think it's just people that were sucked into the fucking high of the nostalgia. Like, oh, remember that? I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. But I think it's fucking bad. Okay. Apparently, Aaron loved the 2016 Ghostbusters. James Long says, "No, I hate that one too. But I this one's just as worthless in my opinion. It's just now missed opportunity. Of course, they did everything that you knew they were gonna do, and you were hoping they didn't. Like, of course, it was all the classic Ghostbusters doing all the marketing for the movie, doing like the late night talk shows, trying to hype people up. But the whole time, I'm like, these guys are not going to be in the movie. Sure enough, they show up in the last minute of the movie to help them beat Gozer. It doesn't even make sense why they're there. Like, they got all the way. They hopped in a car and drove down from New York to Oklahoma, and they show up right on time in their suits to help them bust. It's so stupid. And also, I would have much rather watched the movie of them on a road trip, three old men driving from New York City to Oklahoma and what they ensued. Stopping at fucking truck stops to take a massive shit, eating gas station food. I would rather have that discourse than the movie we got. With that said, maybe the sequel that's coming out will be better. I don't have any high hopes. They got a different director, and they're actually taking it to New York, where Shocker Ghostbusters should be. And Winston and Ray are supposed to have a major role. Uh, and the Easter egg scene in the new Ghostbusters is like what you want the whole movie to be. It's like the whole movie you're waiting for it to turn to Ghostbusters, and it's like in Oklahoma on a farmland. Like none of this feels like Ghostbusters. And then if you wait till after the credits, they give you a teaser into what's going to be the next movie, and it's the firehouse. It's Winston going to the firehouse. He's now insinuating that they're going to go back into business. After like you giving me this what? This should have been the fucking movie. Anyway, movie's terrible. Last one. I am just going to call this one my number one. I don't really know if it deserves to be number one because Hellraiser 2 isn't that bad per se or anything. It's
Oh my god,
fine. What?
that's your number one?
Let me tell you why. Look, Hellraiser. I've gone on ad nauseum about this. It's not that Hellraiser 2 is a bad movie on its own. It's not. Uh it's just that I love the first one so much. The first one is such a perfect movie. They should have never. This one is going to follow Todd's uh requirements. His of sequels that never should have been made. It's not necessarily a bad movie at all, but it should have never been made because all it does is hurt the perfection of the first one. Like nobody, hey, let's pick it up right from the first one. Let's go to hell. Let's follow Frank and Julia to hell. Said no one. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. It took away the mystique of the first one. It took away the mystique of the Cenobites. It took away the mystique of hell. And you know what? I don't want to know about Leviathan. I don't want to know about. I want to. I like that these guys came from hell, and everything else is a mystery. I like that they're just servants of hell, probably serving Satan. They never even talk about it. But then they get into all this backstory, and you see what hell looks like, and it doesn't look all that bad. I mean, I could vacation there. It didn't look that bad. It's like kind of looks fun. And then they worship a giant fucking diamond in the sky called Leviathan. I'm like, that's it. That's the devil or whatever. And then you have the fucking doctor come in and him become a Cenobite and him just sort of take over and kill all the Cenobites like this new what? It's lame. And then you see as he's slaying them, you see him turn back into their earthly forms, which ruins it. Look, it's kind of a neat idea that Chatterer was a kid. That's kind of funny. Like, oh, look at that. But at the same time, I don't want them to be people. I like the idea that they were just minions of hell. I don't like the idea of Spencer and him being like a fucking war vet and a colonel or whatever the fuck. And, run, Joey. All this bullshit. That's in the third movie because he shows up in the third movie again. His Earth. It's dumb, dude. I just don't like it.
I don't know. I'd rather enjoy that movie, but that's just me.
But you know what I'm saying?
No, it
On its
probably shouldn't have
own,
been made, but
but
I enjoy it though.
it hurts the first one. The best thing that came from that movie is the meme. Help me, I am all sticky. You know, where it's like, help me, I am in hell.
Yeah.
I love it. Whoever photoshopped that helped me. I'm all sticky. He's like cover the syrup. Safi and Marco dish out on the movies. The house October built. The house October built 2 was a huge drop in quality. I don't think I've seen the house October built. Have you,
Mm-mm.
Todd?
No. Uh-uh.
I'm not familiar with that. When did that come out? Who's in that? Um, but like I said, it really wasn't in any particular order. That's just I landed on Hellbound. There's definitely worse movies on that list. But really quick, I just want to say movies that I don't think deserve the hate, but I think other people would put on this list. You guys have been riffing about them in the chat, man. I love Batman Returns. I love it. But I don't hate Highlander 2: The Quickening. I think part of it is I don't love the original Highlanders as a lot of people hold it. It's fine, but I don't love it as much as people do. So I'm not as offended with a movie like The Quickening. But you know what? I kind of respect The Quickening. How they just did something so drastically different, where it's like a cyberpunk futuristic movie. It's so bizarre, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the third one just kind of ignores it. Like it's like, okay, let's wipe this one. It's not canon, and they go from 1 to 3. But there's something. Have you ever seen The Quickening?
No, I haven't.
I I it's too ambitious for me to hate. It's got some merit. And then
I
also I
I could
would
say the
put
same
Escape from
thing
LA.
for Escape from LA. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Under Siege too. I actually
Oh,
enjoyed that
really?
movie. Yeah.
I have to watch. I've actually never seen it. I gotta watch it. It's been on my list because I think Under Siege 1 is one of the better Seagal movies. But anyway, yeah, Escape from LA. I know somebody was shitting on Escape from LA in the chat earlier, but I'm a bit of an apologist. I think it's fun. I get it. It's very self-aware that it's a different tone of the first movie. It's self-aware that it's lampooning it to a degree, right? Um, I think it's a lot of fun. Once you're like aware of what the movie is and what it's trying to do, you can kind of enjoy the ride. I love seeing Peter Fonda surf behind a green screen, by the turnpike, dude. And talk like a surfer bro. It's so ridiculous. I like transsexual Pam Grier. I like the fact that Snake Plissken has to play basketball for his life, which is absolutely fucking absurd. And him making that basket, it's so stupid. But yeah, I like it, James. I've always had a soft spot for it. But anyway, that was a fun talk. I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
lot more. We could probably do another episode on this type of thing later. But let's go ahead and wrap it up with our final segment. Todd's going to bring us a Choose Your Destiny for us to discuss. I'm very much looking forward to this.
Man. And I was talking about this Choose Your Destiny with my wife to see what she had to say, and she actually agreed with me. So I'm not gonna spoil
Oh,
it.
like she had the same answer as you?
Yes.
She had the same answer as you.
Yep.
Okay, okay. All right, all right.
So
Let's go out with a bang here.
this one is huge. This is probably the biggest Choose Your Destiny we've ever done. And I don't know where
Really?
you're gonna
That's
come
some
on
bold
this.
words.
Yes.
I'm going to come on it all right. All over it. I'll be the deciding factor. I'll let you know if this is the best ever.
Okay. So Aaron, choose your destiny. Food of the gods: wings or burritos?
Wings. Wings.
I go burritos.
Not even hard. Wings.
I go
Wings.
burritos. Uh,
This is the best ever, Todd. This is so fucking easy. I love burritos too, but you give me a last meal. I'm I'm on death row, and I can only have one or the other. Like for some reason they're being stingy with me. I was a very bad criminal, and they're not gonna like give me like my full, gamut of last meal. I can only have a burrito. Now, here's the thing. Not
bur-
all wings are created the same, and not all burritos are created the same.
burritos can be eaten at any
So,
meal.
like
Any meal. At any, you can eat a
wings too.
burrito in the car. You can eat burrito walking down the street.
So, wait, are you including breakfast burritos then? Because that's
Yes,
not fair.
burritos in general. You can have wing burritos. You can have everything burritos.
Wing
Burritos
burritos.
are well, you can have buffalo chicken burritos. I mean, you can burritos are just
Okay.
I mean, they're the greatest food ever
Here's the
invented.
thing. Look, I think burritos are amazing. It's up there. In fact, we're gonna go eat burritos after we're done with this. I'm gonna go buy. I love it. And my thing is, I would. I would easily choose a really good burrito from a really good joint over um even decent wings. You know what I mean? Because they can fluctuate on the
So
quality.
hard to find a good
But
wing, man.
yeah, well, okay, so okay, exactly. So my favorite wings to date are that place back home, Coyotes. I think they're awesome, right?
Mhm.
So am I going to pick Coyotes over Chipotle? 100% all day long. Not even a question.
Well, Chipotle, I mean,
Now we got a couple of burrito, but that's what I'm trying to get at. Now we have some burrito joints here in Phoenix that are just out of this fucking world. Food trucks out of this world. So am I going to take that over Buffalo Wild Wings? Probably, right? So it kind of comes down to things like that.
it
But I don't know, man. Let's say the burrito and the wings are both fucking ace caliber. I'm gonna go wings.
see,
The Blanco burritos are practical, wings are luxury.
I
You
love
can
I
do the
love I
burritos,
love
100%.
wings. I love wings, but burritos are you can eat a burrito anytime. Burritos are God,
That's that's pizza on a bagel, dude. You
it's
can
not
eat
it's not
pizza
pi
and a
it's not
cup.
it's not pizza on a bag. I mean, burritos you can
It
eat
was the
in the
slogan.
morning. I mean, wings you have to have that
Yeah,
urge to
pizza
eat
in the
wings. You
morning,
can't eat
pizza in the evening,
yeah,
pizza at supper
you can't
time.
eat it every
When
day.
pizza's on a bagel.
Try eating wings every day. You get sick of wings after like 4 days in a
I
row. I've done it. Burritos, you can eat burritos every day.
like I said, man, burritos might be my number two. I don't even know if God, you would choose burritos over like a really good pizza, like a really good pizza,
Yes, because I can
like the
eat
best
burritos
pizza ever.
every
I
day.
might, I might be able to too. So I mean, I'm totally okay with saying burrito would be my number two. I'm totally fine with that. If you were to ask Eva, she's a taco gal. She likes street tacos and
Well, taco
she
burrito, that's a
more than
Mexican
burritos.
yeah. So it's either Mexican food
We
or
can't bundle it
wings.
all together because now this is unfair. No, it's unfair. Now you're challenging wings against all of Mexican cuisine. That's not a
Burritos and
fair.
tacos are the same
You
damn
can't.
thing.
They are not the same thing. Absolutely not the same thing. There's, you
I lose you? You're cutting out
uh
there.
you're showing your heritage, Todd.
You're
But
back.
I think did I lose myself? Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I'm
You're
saying
good.
showing your heritage with that. I think a Latin American person would fight you on that those are the same because they are not the fucking same. But sticking to what we have at here, the burrito versus the wing, I'm just gonna go with wings. It's just always been my favorite food. Wings can be versatile too, man. Like I said, you could depending on how you don't necessarily have to be buffalo wings. There's all kinds of great sauces. There's a lot you can like you can make them crispy, you can make them baked, you can twice fry them. You can make them deep fried. There's so many ways to do wings, and I'm not the biggest fan of like deep fried wing. Like I like my wings a certain way. I like the way Coyotes does. I like them like the steam baked way, and then
I think
flash fried and double flash fried.
air fry is even better than deep fry, I think. Air fry is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just gonna go with wings. Doctor Giggles, he chooses anal warts.
Well, that'll give you
Yeah,
anal warts.
Baraco
Yeah.
burritos are burrito hemorrhoids. It's anal warts.
Believe me,
Wings will give you fucking.
when I was down there with Aaron in Arizona, we went out for wings. I got the hottest of the hot, and I was paying for it on the plane ride home. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, I was shitting for days. I was shitting blood for days. But yeah, like I said, I'm not saying it doesn't make me pay for it or whatever, but I'm gonna go with wings. I mean, that's my final answer. I respect Todd's burrito. I love burritos. I'm about to go eat a burrito right now. So, but wings, yeah, no question. I could just bottomless pit with wings. I don't know what it is about them, man. They're a special food.
I love them too, man. They're my
But
second
that was a
favorite.
good one. We haven't tackled. We haven't tackled food. So your wife agreed. She thought burritos.
She thought burritos. They're more
Yeah,
versatile.
that's fun. Now the thing burritos has going for it, but it's not going to win it for me. They're not messy like wings. You have to surrender. You're going to make a mess.
Yeah.
It's more of a process. You have to like really. you get your napkins out. You got to get your wet naps out. You get sauce in your fucking mustache, and it's a pain in the ass. Burritos, I eat burrito. Honestly, I eat burritos with a fork. I gave up eating. I don't eat burritos with my hands usually anymore. I just don't do it.
Really?
I've grown to really like eating. Yeah, I've grown to like eating with a fork.
Oh, I like put hot
I mean, I
sauce in
can eat
every
with
bite. I
hot.
sit there for an hour and eat a burrito. Hot sauce in every bite, man.
I like it. I like it when places grill the burrito shut, right? They grill it on the flat top and it's kind of crispy and it's shut tight. I can eat those like a hot pocket. Yeah, those I could pick those up. But otherwise, and I know the real way of eating a burrito is to keep the foil on it, right? To keep it together.
Ah,
That's the
screw
real
that. I
way.
don't do
Like
that.
I'm white. Yeah, so you don't do it. That's the way you're supposed to do it. I don't do it like that, and I eat it with a fork. Otherwise, it's just gonna fall apart unless it's grilled. But anyway, I'm getting hungry. We're gonna call it there. Thank you guys for joining us. This is episode 49 of Video Rot. I apologize if there was some kind of audio issues coming in and out. I'll have to check it out, man. I guess this is the first episode we've done since I got this new interface. So maybe I'll have to check it out and see what the frick's going
Yeah,
on.
test it out.
But regardless, I don't know, man. We'll see. I'll figure it out in the editing process too. But yeah, thanks guys. Let us know if you want to hear anything particular on our next episode. And we have a couple of things in the can, ideas, but give us feedback. We'll kind of shift on a dime. We don't really care. And make sure you're liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. If you're new here, check us out. Leave a comment, help us with the algos. Check out our many, many, many commentaries and shows over the last 12 years. And if you're on places like Rumble or Twitch, we're everywhere you want to be. Show us love there too. And not this show, but all our other shows, our podcasts are on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. Give us some support over there as well. But that's it. Later.